December 20th, 1943, high above the frozen, war-torn landscape of Nazi Germany, a miracle was about to unfold amidst the smoke of battle. The air was thin, cold, and filled with the scent of oil and adrenaline. This was the brutal reality of the Second World War. Second Lieutenant Charlie Brown, only 21 years old, sat in the cockpit of the B-17 Flying Fortress, known as Ye Olde Pub. It was his first mission as a pilot. The weight of his crew's lives and the success of the mission rested solely on his shoulders. Suddenly, the sky erupted. Anti-aircraft flak from the city of Bremen began to bloom like deadly black flowers all around their formation. Iron shards tore through the thin aluminum skin of the bomber. The plane groaned under the mechanical stress of the relentless bombardment. In a terrifying moment, a direct hit shattered the nose of the aircraft. The wind roared into the cabin at 200 miles per hour. Inside, the temperature plummeted to 60 degrees below zero. Oxygen lines were severed, leaving the crew gasping in the thin, freezing atmosphere. The engines began to fail. 2 of the 4 massive propellers sputtered and died, trailing thick plumes of dark smoke into the sky. Charlie struggled with the controls. The bomber was falling behind the formation. A wounded bird left alone in the heart of enemy territory. On the ground, German Luftwaffe ace Franz Stigler was refueling his Messerschmitt Bf 109 when he spotted the crippled Allied bomber overhead. Stigler was a veteran with 22 victories. One more kill would earn him the Knight's Cross, the highest honor in the German military. He took off into the winter sun, the sleek fighter jet climbing rapidly to intercept the defenseless giant stumbling through the German clouds. Stigler closed the gap in seconds. He positioned his fighter directly behind the B-17, his thumb hovering over the cannon trigger. But as he looked through his gun sight, he didn't see an enemy. He saw a wreckage that was miraculously still holding together. He saw the wounded men inside, the blood on the snow-white frost, and the desperation of a crew that could no longer fight back. Stigler remembered the words of his first commander: "If I ever see or hear of you shooting at a man in a parachute, I will shoot you down myself." To him, this bomber was no different than a man in a parachute. It was a defenseless soul, caught in the gears of a merciless war. In an act of incredible defiance against his orders, Stigler pulled his fighter alongside the cockpit of the American bomber. Charlie Brown looked out his side window and froze. The black cross of the Luftwaffe was so close. He could see the pilot's eyes. He expected the end. He expected a hail of bullets to tear through the cockpit. Instead, he saw the German pilot gesturing with his hands. Stigler was trying to tell him to land in Germany or head for neutral Sweden. When Charlie didn't understand, Stigler chose to stay. The German ace became a guardian. He flew so close that the German anti-aircraft batteries on the ground refused to fire, fearing they would hit their own man. For miles, they flew in a silent pact, 2 enemies united by a shared sense of honor that transcended the hatred of their nations. As they reached the safety of open water, Stigler knew he could go no further. He had to return home or face execution for treason. He looked at Charlie Brown one last time. He saw the young man who would live to see his family again. Because of a single decision, Stigler banked his fighter away. But before he disappeared into the clouds, he raised his hand and gave the American crew a crisp, respectful salute. Charlie Brown watched the fighter vanish. He didn't know the man's name, but he would never forget the mercy he was shown in the skies. Years turned into decades. The war ended, and the world moved on. But the memory of that encounter haunted both men for the rest of their lives. In 1990, after a long search, Charlie Brown finally found the man who had spared his life. They met in a hotel lobby. 47 years later, they didn't see enemies. They saw brothers. They spent their final years as the best of friends, bonded by a moment of grace. Franz Stigler once said that he didn't have the heart to finish them off. He chose his humanity over his duty, and in doing so, he became a hero. Their story remains a powerful testament that even in the darkest times, the light of honor can still shine through the clouds of war. The mercy in the skies, a reminder that sometimes the greatest victory is the one where no shots are fired.